Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Patreon podcast. It is currently 11 o'clock, and the episode is supposed to go out at 7, and I totally spaced on it. So I need to start working on my backlog again, but really, I just kind of wanted to talk about whatever. Really, I had a really good time doing the 2-hour album challenge last weekend, and I'm struggling with the game jam, but I have an idea, and I'm looking forward to streaming it this weekend. And not that this really has to be a journal entry, and I know I talked a little bit about kind of bringing yourself back up to speed, like with creative momentum and stuff last week, but I just really wanted to talk more about just kind of recovering from all of this, and I think that it's something that I'm still struggling with. Obviously, it's something I'm going to struggle with probably for the next month while I get back on track with things, but I'm just really happy to see progress. And I'm looking forward to continuing to work on stuff. And actually, this is actually a really good topic. Sorry for a little bit of a rambly start here, but I'm getting there. I am kind of re-looking at the idea of the 2-hour track challenge and how I want to kind of restructure stuff. And I kind of feel like this would be a good opportunity for me to just talk out loud for a little bit and figure out maybe another avenue to try for this. First and foremost, I do like doing the song a week. I'm actually coming up on the 6-year anniversary of doing a song every week. I think I started in 2016 on January 20th. So that is coming up next Thursday. But I just feel that the 2-hour format is getting a little stale, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Like the last 3 streams that we did, the songs that came out of them, I like, but the process of making them was difficult. And I think a lot of that difficulty stems from the fact that I don't really know what to do to make the song like the level of quality that I feel it needs to be. And I don't know if it's the 2-hour time limit for that, or if it's the fact that I'm streaming it, or just the mental state, or the state of the world that's affecting me. There's a lot of things that could be the problem, and I'm still trying to kind of diagnose that for myself. It's just a lot of mindful thinking, and I think that kind of talking about it helps a lot. Because I like the songs. The 3 songs that we've made, they've been kind of chill. They've had some unique elements to it, and they're kind of neat. But while I'm streaming, like there's just like something about the process that's not clicking for me right now. And it's not the process of streaming, because I like sitting down and hanging out with people and talking with people and getting distracted and having like side conversations and all that other stuff. It's like, I feel like I'm sitting down and I'm trying to make this song, and I get to a point where it's like the song is more or less like done. Either the song is done and I have all this time left and I'm not sure what to do with it, or like the song doesn't hook me in the right way, and I just feel like I'm going through the motions to complete this particular track, even though like it's a good song, but it's not something that I particularly want to work on in the moment. And I don't really know how to resolve that, honestly, because I feel that in one way, like I want to make music that just like that flows from me. I don't want to go into a challenge being like, today we're going to make a trip hop song, because I feel that really, I've done that a lot in the past, and I feel that that limitation really causes me to struggle even more. But I also feel like I end up making this very certain style of music, like this electronica chill out style music. And I like that style of music a lot, but it always kind of ends up, I don't know, like I struggle a lot. At least I have struggled a lot in the past couple weeks, where I'm just like making the song. I'm just like, where's the center? Where's the center, the story, the soul of this song? Like, where is this song going? What is this song trying to convey? And I just don't have any ideas for that. I tend to have to rely on chat a lot more than I probably should, like healthily. I should probably rely on myself for that kind of idea generation rather than other people. And like, I feel that like I'm running into problems making songs with stories. I think that that's kind of the crux of it, honestly. Where I don't go into a lot of these challenges being like, okay, today we're going to be writing a song that conveys this emotion or conveys this story, and I just start with something and then I try to piece it together afterwards. And that's not a bad way of going about it. That's what I've done for most of my music writing career. But it's also something where I feel like if the song does have a story, if it does have like intention and motivation and direction, I think that it would help me bring this together a little bit more. So maybe what I should focus on in future 2-hour track challenges is to start with the story or start with some kind of inspiration and then try to build something around that. And again, this is designed to be a springboard for creativity, just like the 2-hour album challenge. This is designed to be a springboard, because I'm not locked into place for this particular idea, but at least it's a starting point. And if I have that starting point being like, well, this is about space exploration, and it kind of it veers into a different direction from there, at least I had some guidance when I started the song. And I think that might be where I'm struggling right now, because I just really, I start something and I'm like, yeah, this is all right. This is okay. And then I just don't know where to go from there because I don't have any direction. I don't have any creative direction. It's kind of the same problem you have when you start a project where you have infinite possibilities. And because of that, you don't really have the ability to like narrow down and focus on just one idea because you have all of these ideas. And it's entirely possible that I have that same problem, except like in the next step of the music production process, where it's just like I had a decent starting idea and we've got kind of like the structure of a song ready, but then what do we do with it from here? Like, you could go anywhere with it. You could turn it into a different style of song. You could like mess around with the tempo. You could mess around with the chords. And it's just like all of those seem like the wrong answer because I don't have the song itself doesn't have like a tonal, like spiritual story focused center to it. And I think that having that like series of guideposts just to be like, this is where it could go if you want it to, but if you do find another way to veer off that path and you like that way, run with it. Yeah, I actually think this helped a lot. That's another lesson for today's podcast. Sometimes talking it out helps, even if you're just talking to yourself. So I think like, what do I do to solve this problem? There's a lot of different ways to do this. One of them would be to just use a website that's just like a random story generator where it just gives you a premise, like a location and stuff. And that might be something to do. I could build a custom solution where it has like a selection of like noun, adjective, verb or something like that. And it just throws like one of each from a pool. So it could be like stinky spaceship, explore, whatever. Like, I don't know why I'm so focused on space today, but you know what I mean? Like it kind of just throws a bunch of random stuff at you, and it's kind of like the wheel of stories or whatever. And that could be a way of doing it, but I feel like that might get stale. I don't know. Like, I think that this is something that I need to look into more, but I feel that structuring my music around a little bit more of a story would help. Additionally, another thing that I want to try doing more is vocals. And doing vocals is hard for me because I'm still very self-conscious about that. But I think that if I am getting so comfortable writing music where I have like these 30 minutes at the end where I'm just like, okay, well, the song's done, but we have like 20 to 30 minutes left. You just want to hang out for a little bit and then I'll peace out or what? And it's just like, that's an opportunity. That's time that I could take to make vocals. And I struggle with vocals because I don't have a story behind it. But if I'm making a song with the intention of a story, then it's entirely possible that I could also start integrating vocals and other interesting things into the music as well. So I think that this is a good starting point for me. And I don't think I'm going to start doing this immediately. I really want to give this a slow burn. So like, I'm going to try to finish out at least January, just doing things the way that I normally do. And if I still struggle the same way, then I can start looking at doing story stuff next month. Because again, this might be a mental health thing. This might be just kind of a state of the world thing. It's also cold out in Minnesota right now. So I'm also just like cold and miserable in that regard. And I'm sorry if you hear the heater running in the background, but it's cold in the studio today. So like, there's all this stuff going on that I don't control. And if that is the contributing factor to how I have this like music slump, then, you know, I can try to mitigate that like by changing my physical environment. But if this is like internal, if this is an internal creative issue that I'm running into, then yeah, I need to change my process. And I love doing a song a week. I love doing the 2-hour track challenge specifically because it is, you know, scheduled time where I can make stuff. And that's very important to me. But I also want to make sure that I'm having fun during the challenge. I always have fun talking to everybody and hanging out, but you know, the point of the challenge is to make things and not hang out. So I want to marry those two together and make sure that everybody has fun, because, you know, that's important to me. And the thing is, like, the end of season 17, there was a ton of bangers there. Like, I really love the last like 3 or 4 songs in season 17. Like, they were really good. And then as soon as this year flipped over to January, like the songs that we started making were just kind of meh. And I'm not really sure why. So I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'm really glad that I was able to kind of sit down and talk for a little bit about this stuff. So it really does mean a lot to me to have you guys just to even listen or be a sounding board or, you know, whatever. Like, obviously, if you have thoughts or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I always love hearing your thoughts on this kind of stuff too. So anyway, that's it. So I don't really know how to end this one. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble for a little bit. I didn't really know how I was going to start this episode, and I really want to get it out as soon as possible because, like I said, I am 3.5 hours late for this. So it just completely slipped my mind this week. So again, thank you so much for being a Patreon subscriber. I really genuinely do appreciate it. I hope that you have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you in the next one. Be remarkable.